So I'm here today. I got two of my top dogs here. Now, I got Loki on the left, Vida on the right. Loki has came back to the kennel to be a stud for this litter. Vida is a Dakota Gator daughter, and Loki is a Pretty Boy Leaf and Tecla son. Seb and Carson have Loki out in Vancouver. I raised him here, and they brought him in to help me out with breeding Vida, simply because I was unable to get my stuff together in time to get Torleaf out here. I had originally planned to use Torleaf with Vida. Kim and I had been working on that for quite some time, and then Vida cycled early, and so I couldn't make the plane connections and couldn't get to Calgary because I had litters coming and other females cycling, and it was just I couldn't go myself. So then I had my boy Jay was going to go, and then he had commitments and he couldn't get there, so we were all disappointed because we couldn't get Torleaf. Torleaf is magnificent, so he's going to come for the August litter. Now what I did is I got a hold of Seb and Carson and said, guys, we need to see if you guys will bring me Loki. Loki is a magnificent fella. He's the same quality as Torleaf. They're basically brothers, of course. And so I had spoken with them, and they were gracious enough to get him out here right away, and so he's been here for 4 days, and this is they're coming to the tail end of the cycle, but we're going to have some magnificent pups out of this litter. Now these are our best genetics in this pair. There's an amazing combination of diverse genetics in here. Vida, of course, is one of the most diverse genetic lines left in North America and the world, literally, because most breeders have moved away from that genetic line, that working line, to more of the show line. And this here is all of our very best dogs in here. Now the grandfather of Loki, of course, is the famous Bram, and Bram is just this magnificent big fella. His grandmother's Camp, which was one of our very best foundation females, just an incredible dog. Vida, her dad is Dakota, of course, as you all know, one of the greatest Elkhounds still walking. And her mom is Vida, and Vida is doing well as also. She's down with Pam. She's retired now, but this is a rock solid, stellar pair of dogs, these two. So we are very excited about this. Now just behind me, Loki's father, Leaf, has hooked up with Phoenix, so Phoenix is bred. He's hooked up with Kai, so Kai is bred, and potentially Phoenix's sister Tika. Now I didn't see that hookup, so but they could have hooked up at night, but I'm not going to guarantee that Tika's bred. Now I had moved Mon over to the pen on the left, him and Ark, because they bug Loki a little bit. You can hear them making a racket. They think they're supposed to be working. But so that's who's making that racket there. But this litter here, give or take 63 days from now, will be some of our greatest pups. I'm very, very pleased with these dogs. These will be 4th generation pups for us. And of course, I raised Loki's mother here. I sat with her when she was born. And Vida, I sat with her when she was born. Loki sat with him when he was born. These are very, very good dogs. Now these pups that are coming out of this combination, just to give you a little background on the pups that are coming, those pups will have in their backgrounds, they will have champion hunting dogs in Sweden, Norway, Finland. They will have Nordic champions, multiple Nordic champions in their backgrounds. They will have triple champions, international champions. They will have show champions. They will have grand champion dogs in 7 or 8 countries in their backgrounds. They will have best in show in all of the biggest shows. Of course, they'll have all of the very best bloodlines that you can find. Literally walking today are in them, but also all of the past. So very, very old genetics in this line. This line can trace back to good champions back into the 1920s, and grand champion dogs back into there. Very, very good dogs. These pups coming out of here from the North American side, just to give you an idea, because primarily we sell worldwide, but the bulk of the people on the list for this litter are going to be North American, so Canadian and US. We've got a couple folks from overseas wanting to get on this list, but in North America, 11 Westminster Best in Hound Group winners will be in the background of these pups. For overseas, of course, Norwegian Kennel Club winners are in here. All hunting championships are in here. There's Krupp's dogs in here. This is the famous Ravenstone bloodline back in here. Very, 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 very storied past on these. Now, the old breeders in the old country, and even the UK and North America, deserve credit for keeping these old working bloodlines alive and doing such a fantastic job. We're a preservation breeder, so we preserve working lines and bring in some of the very best bloodlines from around the world, and try hard to preserve the work that those old boys have done. These two here are full working dogs. They work with me in remote terrains. Loki is a GQ dog, so he can go in the big city and tree a bear that afternoon on the trail in the park, out in the national parks, and or just hiking outside of Vancouver. So very, very skilled dogs. Vida, of course, all of you have seen her out in the bush with me. She runs with me all the time. Both these dogs are full off-leash dogs. They rarely ever have a leash on either one of them. They're skilled on leash, but these dogs are truly skilled off-lead and true working dogs. Vida's background primarily is out of Sweden, and so a lot of her background dogs are breeders from there, and so she's a very dark lines, the dark feet, the dark chest, dark face, dark tight coat, working coat. And Loki, of course, his mother's our famous Tekla. If you've ever seen Tekla, you know that she's the very best dog in North America right now. Loki's probably one of the very best males. Loki's brothers are very, very good. Torleif, Wittner. There's quite a number of them. There's lots of boys that we've got. Tekla was prolific. Now, for those of you that know, my #1 stud dog is Mon. Well, Loki's a half brother to Mon, of course, right? So you just can't. No matter which way you look at this pair up, this is a good set of dogs here. So yeah, the people getting these pups pretty excited. Now, we've got quite a few litters coming, and we've got quite a long list, but the beautiful thing that's happening here is Tuva's cycling right now too. And here's the neat thing about Tuva. Tuva, of course, is the full twin sister to Loki's mother, Tekla. And we're bringing in Vida's full brother, Dagger, to mate with Tuva. Now, how cool is that? So this exact pairing in the opposite direction. So we have the male side of Vida on all her Dakota Gaeta genetics with Dagger, and we have the Tuva, which is the Bram Camp Loki side on the female side. So it's the opposite scenario. They're absolutely perfect, and they'll be within a couple of weeks of each other. Tuva's just coming into heat now, so that we're very excited about. And Tuva's a bit of a hard female to get bred. She is a mean one and tough, moving, cranky. She's a bit of a challenge. So we've had some difficulty getting her bred, but we are going to bring that young guy in, because the young guys, they go. They're going to get the job done. And so we're hoping that just turns out exceptionally well. Now, Pretty Boy Leaf is Loki's dad, and he's got some litters coming with some phenomenal females this year. We got Kai bred again, which, wow, the dogs, I mean, you've seen Letta, you've seen Nora, you've seen Torque, there's just no end, Fiska, Pepper, all those fancy females, those big males, they're beautiful dogs, just incredible dogs. Kai has an amazing background. Of course, Kai is half-sister to Tekla and Tuva, which is, as good as you can get. And Phoenix, she is a half-sister to Tekla and Tuva as well. And she's a daughter of Jaeger, which is Mon's brother. And so Jaeger is half-brother to Vida right there. So again, that Phoenix Pretty Boy Leaf combo is a lot of this genetic right here. Very, very good combination. And Tika is full sister to Phoenix. So I am really hoping that Tika's bred as well. There's a personable line of dogs. They're extremely good with the handler. Very, very social pair of dogs. One owner dogs, but they can be around people, they can be around other dogs, that sort of thing. But they're extremely good working dogs, calm dogs, quiet dogs. This is the bear line, of course, so they work with bear, they work with moose. They'll guard, they'll watch things, they can do. Vida's probably one of the most agile dogs I have. He's a fast-moving female boy. And she's got some spunk. So we're really looking forward to these pups. Now, if it works out, which I know it will, I always have good luck that way, but I will keep a female from this. The Gaeta genetic is a very, very good genetic, so I will keep that bloodline going. And of course, Tekla and Leaf, no better dogs. Leaf was brought in primarily to help me preserve this female genetic that we have. And that was the goal of Leaf. And Leaf is Loki's father. Now, the first preservation that Leaf did was with Tekla to get me Loki. And Loki, of course, now is here to preserve Vida. Now, I could have used Leaf on Vida, but this is a better matchup than, say, Leaf by himself. Nothing wrong with Leaf by himself, but this is even better, because this brings back in Camp and Bram and that whole hunting, hardcore hunting lineage, full instinct dogs. Leaf is a very, very good dog, got very good hunting abilities. but his role was to be an outcross for me. I notice I've got a bit of a loose fitting on this camera, and it's a little bit of an angle. I apologize. I'm not going to bother tightening it right now, but I'll fix that tomorrow. So yeah, we're pretty stoked about this litter, let me tell you. I don't know as a person could go anywhere in the world right now and get a better combination of genetics. I really am not sure if you could. We've got almost the very best Norway hunting lines in here. I believe they are the best. We've got the very best Sweden working lines. There's Finnish champion hunting dogs in here. There is, you know, the very best out of the UK dogs, which the UK dogs were all Norway and Sweden dogs anyway. Kai, Leda. That's Loki's sister, Leda, making that racket. She's cycling right now too. She's not getting bred, but she's over there cranky. And as far as Canadian lines go, of course, well, there's no question they're the very best Canadian lines. And then out of the U.S., we have Loki is a U.S. import. Or not Loki, Leaf is a U.S. import. Out of the very best line we could find in the U.S., and no doubt about that. That's an incredible dog. Leaf has done a world-class job. He brings in a good balance to... let me just see if I can stop. Leda. That's enough. Never stop the males. They're freaking, because they can smell this, and they can smell Leda, and they can smell Tuva coming. So they are noisy. So yeah, you know, slowing the males down. I'm barking right now and whining. And I got full tilt big boys. Boy, I tell you, Mon and Ark, they come flying out here. Oof. Loki's at the fence saying, "Get the heck out of here." He's full tilt. He ain't letting them around about it. But Ark and Mon, they think they're it. So yeah, full big fun time. And of course, bring Dakota out, and he's telling everybody get out of his road. This is fun. Leaf, he's saying, "Jesus, can I get over there?" Oh, good Lord, I'm glad Jaeger isn't here too. Holy, he's up in Kamloops with Ashton. That would be wild. And then Dagger, when he comes, oh my goodness. He was here the other day. They brought him by, and what a magnificent fella. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about that Tuva and Dagger litter. So yeah, pretty fun times. So yeah, we're excited about this litter, and it's going to go well. Vida's a really good, Gator was a phenomenal female with her pups, and so Vida, she'll do very good with her pups as well. Well, that's a pretty good video. There's a really exceptional pair of dogs there. Wow. So it's kind of cool. I had not thought to film a hookup before, but I thought it'd be kind of neat. Not everybody gets to see a hookup. So I should have been out here with the camera when we first hooked up, but I haven't got long enough. My camera will stop long before they're done hooking up, of course. So it's okay. All right, well, I'm going to wrap her up.